Hey, this is Steve Shin. Not Big Daddy Shin, just regular Steve Shin. So today, January 31st, 2016, the probably this is like the worst day ever. So earlier in the day, my dad, Edward Shin, he passed away. So he was 81 years old, born December 26, 1934. And yeah, he was going through some rough ailments. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is because, you know, sometimes you see like, when people post on social media and say like, oh, my dad this, my mom this, whatever. And thing is, when you see that stuff and, you didn't experience it, you really don't understand what the people are going through. And then you say like, oh, my condolences, sorry for all this stuff. No, I mean, that's great. Don't get me wrong. I mean, go on and post that stuff. But the thing is, like when you don't experience it, you have no idea what to say. So I'm doing this video because I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm thinking on this whole situation. And, well, I mean, let me just start from the beginning, right? Like in the past 2 months, I had one of the most ridiculous 2 months ever. I mean, it's like I was doing this, meeting these people, doing that, and then also the planning stages of, getting certain things together. I mean, it looked pretty cool. My job, doing pretty good over there, having the kids sing and all that stuff, and but just whatever. I mean, it's just I was like a new being. I felt invincible, just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, right? And then so I got back from a trip this weekend, and I'm excited and like posting pictures and all this stuff, right? And all of a sudden I got the text. Now this text is the one that I really did not want to get. So in the past, like 5 years or something, right? I was always get these texts here and there from my brother, and then I go, oh my gosh, what's it gonna be? Sometimes it's like, oh, bring food or something, whatever. Get over here to the house earlier. I don't know. But what happened was in just an instant, I got the message that was to my other brother and my sister. It's like, hey guys, dad passed away. And then so what happened is I looked at it and I was just shocked. Okay, so before we get to that, normally I'm the super big emotional guy. I mean, if you've seen some of my other videos with my dad, I mean, I try to be all cheery and stuff, but I'd always cry. Okay, because 5 years ago, he was diagnosed with like, I mean, he was diabetic for a long time, and then his kidneys failed. So then what happens is he needed to get dialysis. So what that does is if your kidneys don't work, that means you have nothing in your body helping you to like clean out, stuff, like when you pee and stuff like that, whatever, get the water out of your body. So he had to get these things hooked up to his arm, and they hook you up to wires, and then they clean out your blood, and it takes like, a couple of hours, whatever, but then they clean out your blood system because your kidneys don't work. So he had to do dialysis 3 times a week for the past 5 years. And then so, I remember at first, I was like traumatized, like, oh my gosh, what we're gonna do. And then every time you had to go to the emergency room, you see him, you want to be strong, but you get weak. You're like, oh man, right? But time went on, he started to get weaker and weaker, and then when he would eat his food, he would start like choking. And then we found out that he had a stroke, and in his neck, some of his neck didn't let him swallow. So that happened. I don't know when that happened. It was like maybe 2 years ago or something. So they had to put this thing called a G tube in his stomach. So what that does is they put a hole in the stomach and a little tube, and then feed him through that. So that's how he gets nutrients, and that's how he gets water. He couldn't swallow anything, so basically for at least a year, I'm pretty sure it's maybe like a year to maybe almost 2 years, right? He was not able to eat anything or drink anything, and it was just horrible. So now through dialysis 3 times a week, and the water thing, it's rough. So every time I'd get a call, right, like with me and my brother, it's like Usually, like, if it's like weekend night or something, oh yeah, hey, how you doing? Da, 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 right? But if it's during the daytime, usually something's pretty nuts, right? So, a couple of times, whenever I get like that call or that phone, I'm looking, I'm tripping out, going, oh my gosh, please not be the call, please not be the call, or please not be the text, right? And then I think like two texts ago, I was like in the middle of school, and I got the text that said, "Hey, doesn't look like Dad's coming home again. He's going to the emergency room." And I go, "Oh my gosh." So thing is, it's like instantly I'm thinking, "Man, he's dying." So I call him. He tells me the whole situation. Oh, he's not looking too good. And then so I start crying during like the nutrition, and then I try to battle through the whole day and then find out what's going on. Then later on, went to visit him, and he wasn't looking too good, but he did get better, and then he came back home. So, that's how it'd be most of the time, and then so what happens is when I actually got the call earlier today, right? Normally when I get that text, I'm like freaking out, and then you never know how to prepare for this kind of stuff because it's like if you have both parents, you don't know how you would react if one of them something happens, right? But what happened was when he, after seeing in how bad situation he is for the past whatever, right? And then my mom, oh my gosh, I mean, she's been taking care of him 24/7 every day for the past 5 years. I'm who knows longer than that, right? And then so her body was getting tired too, and then has to take my dad to the bathroom, and like take him in the shower and feed him and all this stuff. I mean it was pretty taxing on her. And then so whenever I go, I try to help out, but my brother who she lives with, I mean him and his family, it was just taking care of my dad like constantly. And then so, but what happens is we'd always have those feelings like, oh my gosh, he's going to the emergency room. Oh, well, we go there, and then he goes to the nursing facility, and then coming back, and then just repeat, right? So I get that text. It said, hey guys, Dad passed away. Um, it was not the funnest one ever, but what happens is I got the initial shock. I felt like I just got punched in the face. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? My dad, he's not here anymore. And then so what happened is the strangest thing just happened. Okay, so I'm a religious guy. I know some of you guys, right? But anyway, so a Christian background, and I know what I believe in. But when I was sitting there, I was lying on my bed. All of a sudden, even though I was feeling shocked on a loss, I felt something say, "Hey, everything's gonna be okay." And then all of a sudden, I just had like the biggest peace ever. And what happened was, like when some of my friends, their parents pass away, whatever, and then you hear, oh yeah, my dad's he's watching over my grandma, my mom, whatever, right? I actually understand that now. Because what happens is I felt that, like my dad, I mean, I always want to do a bunch of cool things and then like, oh yeah, you know what, Dad, then I go visit him. Hey, I sung this song. I did this. I'm doing this show. Whatever. Oh, this happened to me. Make him feel good about it. But what happened is now I feel like he's freed, and then he actually is going to be watching me and like guiding me, you know? So all the stuff that, I told you there's a lot of things that's going to be coming up. I feel that even though deep inside, he never saw me got married, have a kid, all this stuff, watch me grow, whatever. I mean, yeah, he still saw me grow, but the main thing is I feel at peace because I know he's there. Now, some people who watch this video go, oh, you know what? You're just full of crap. That's just some stuff that you made up. It's like, you know what? Okay, let's say I make that up. I feel pretty good. That's all that matters, right? Now, thing is, totally true? Great. He's there with me. All right. Me and Edward Shin, hanging out, right? Taking over the world. If it's not true, you know what? As long as I believe it, it's going to be amazing. But what I truly believe is, like, my mom, she was kind of bummed that I wasn't able to make it, to say goodbye to him and stuff, because when I saw him every day, I would give him a kiss on the forehead and say I love you, and all this stuff that kids do for parents, all that stuff, right? I never thought about saying goodbye, because you don't plan on it being like the last time you're ever going to see your parent, right? So thing is, it's like, she was saying this stuff. I go, Mom, look, our Christian family, believe in God, and accepted Jesus, born again, everything, right? So thing is, if we truly believe that, it's not a goodbye. We're gonna see Dad on the other side. So thing is, right now, he's gonna be watching over us, and making sure we're okay. And then one day we're gonna join him, and we're gonna be hanging out again. But instead of hanging out like him in a wheelchair and like doing dialysis and G tube and stuff, we're all gonna be like, just amazing spirits hanging out. So the thing is, the way that I look at death on this one is I think I think the whole thing about sadness and sorrow on death is actually not death itself. It's just the preparation for it. So when you're going to the hospital, emergency room, ambulance, doctors, all this stuff, you don't know what's going to happen. You might come out, you might not, and then then you okay, thank God, let's go back home, and then you keep doing it over and over again, right? Those are the things that really hurt. I mean, it's horrible, right? But thing is, if it's been going for a long time, I mean, deep inside you have to say, like, you know what? It just might happen. It might happen, whatever. But what happens is when the ultimate day comes, you have to realize, okay, you have that last morning of, just sorrow and everything. And, most people would want you to move on with your life. I know my dad. My brothers and sisters know my dad, right? They know, what? We can't just let life just stop us right here. It's like, you got to take care of business. And the thing is, it's like, with all the stuff that I'm doing, would he want me to just stop and just give up? No, but I know what he would want me to do. He'd want me to take care of my mom the best way I could possibly do it. Because actually, in a couple days, February 4th, right? Well, February 2nd is my brother-in-law's birthday, and that's when the funeral is. February 3rd is my brother's birthday. February 4th is my parents' anniversary, the 55th anniversary of my parents. And my mom is going to be crushed. She's already crushed now. So, I do my best to go over there, and, I was trying to think, like, okay, do I go for the whole strong approach, like, oh, you know what, okay, I'm confident in it, and try and get her to not cry? Or do I just, cry with her, and, like, so we're both just going crazy? So I went with plan B or plan A and try and be like, oh, strong and everything. But, I lost it. I'm not going to lie. And then right now it's kind of a weird stage because I don't know how I'm going to react when I go to the funeral. Right? I mean, my friends, I'm so thankful. I have so many friends that, like, talked me through a lot of stuff, and then just showing their support. That was the greatest thing ever. And it's like, they'll come and comment on your wall or all this stuff. And then, a lot of people, they put, like, my dad, this, or my mom, this, right? Now, just so you know, just for me personally, okay, I did write a post about it, right? But what happens, I realize that, a lot of people comment, sorry for your loss, da, 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 but then a lot of people won't like it. Because, it's like, do you really like it when, but honestly, I think it actually feels pretty good. If you ever see a post like that, just like it for the people. I mean, it just, even if you don't comment, it just feels good. I don't know. I mean, I know it's so superficial social stuff, but, yeah, it's not too bad. But right now, some of you guys are watching this and wondering how I'm doing. I'm doing pretty good considering everything that's going on, right? I mean, I'm actually proud of myself for not losing it more than once. Okay? Because I thought, I mean, honestly, I really thought that I'd be just crying 24/7 and, all that. But I had one pretty good cry, but I know that I'm destined to have like at least two more, at least maybe five more. Who knows? But what happens is that's what happens when people deal with death. So I don't know. I mean, it happens to everybody. And then some of you guys out there, you guys actually had to deal with this already. And then some of us, or some of you, will experience it one day, and then you'll see exactly what we're talking about. Now, some people take it harder than others, right? Like for mine, we've been expecting this for about 5 years. But if you have like a really sudden passing, or one of the my former students is like my daughter, right? And her sister, you know, just all of a sudden passed away in a week, right? And then pulled the plug on her. That one's pretty gnarly, right? I mean, I don't have advice for that one because I didn't experience that one. You know, all I know is what it's like to lose a dad. Yeah, but thing is, it's like the stuff that my dad, Edward Shin, taught me through my life, stuff that I'll be thankful forever. He's the one that made me who I am. If you're watching this video, chances are you probably like me as a person and like me as a friend and all that stuff. And my dad's the one that taught me all that stuff, how I treat people and everything. And then you people out there that think I'm weird, you're probably not watching the video anyway. But anyways, I'm trying to joke as much so I don't just lose in this video. I'm sorry. This is the way that I deal with things. Is this video therapeutic? Yes, it is. It totally is. I feel really good about it. But at least I got to tell the story of my father, Edward Shin, born 1934, on Christmas Day. I got to spend 45 years of everything with him. But I remember when I first started looking forward, like appreciating every holiday, my wish was I could see another holiday with my dad, whether they're Father's Days or birthdays and Mother's Days. And Christmas, his birthday. Anyways, yes, I got to spend all these ones with him, and every day was valuable, and every holiday spent with him was the best holiday ever. I advise you to actually start doing that if you have the chance, because because you can, because you can, and well, well, I love my dad very much. I love Edward Chin very much, and I miss him so much. Steve Shin. If I could love my dad, you could love your dad. I'll see you next time.